Welcome to the underground, you rebel scum. This is the American expat. P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever he's called these days. I guess now he's being called the Diddler. He's fled the country. His homes have been raided for sex trafficking. There's been a long list of accusations being made against him by famous people and others going on for a few years now. And it sounds like the feds are on to him. Well, the Department of Homeland Security. I didn't know that they did that sort of thing, but they did fail to keep him from leaving the country, apparently. But that's been in the news a lot lately. You'll have to forgive me. I know it seems as though I've been ignoring this particular subject. It's just that I don't follow famous people all that much. I've seen it coming up in the, Twitter and all of that, trending. It's all over the place, but I haven't talked about it. But now I'm starting to think, this is coming out, the Nickelodeon thing with this Dan Schneider and this Peck guy. That's been going on. I started thinking about all the other times that I've heard about this sort of thing taking place in the entertainment industry. And I feel like maybe we're beyond, coincidence at this point. Maybe it's safe to say there's something really, really bad going on in the entertainment industry. Thanks for sticking with us as I get this coffee off the corner of my mouth. It's good coffee, by the way. Sometimes it's not. Some people have commented and said it looks like good coffee. I've not actually shown you guys the coffee. It looks like just whatever coffee, but it tastes good. It tastes good. It's nothing special, but, a medium roast typically has a lot of flavor to it. Sometimes I do take the extra time to make especially good coffee. But it takes so much time and effort that I've given up on doing that as of late. When my wife is, asking for coffee, I'll make good coffee. For me, I just, make the coffee and then dump half and half in it. But anyway, we're talking about other things here. Like I said, this P. Diddy thing, Puff Daddy, the Diddler, whatever he is, he's all over the news as of late. Sex trafficking and all this other stuff, really horrible accusations. And well, he looks pretty guilty because he, jumped in a plane and left the country. There's so much going through my mind as I think about this. I mean, first, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have looked up to this guy. They've seen him, he's come from whatever place he came from in the world, I guess New York. And he's made it. He's done incredibly well. He's got all these Grammys. And they think, gosh, I'd like to be like that guy. And they think he's a role model. And then you find out your hero is a real piece of trash, potentially. I mean, we'll wait and see what the courts decide, but it's looking pretty bad. But this isn't the first time that something like this has happened. As I said, there's all kinds of people in the entertainment industry that seem to be revealed as being monsters. I'm thinking of the Harvey Weinstein situation that happened during the Me Too movement, which evaporated. I guess it got overtaken by the trans stuff. But anyway, that happened. It came out that he was doing a lot of horrible things, and he got in big trouble for that. There was also, let me see, I've got his name here, because I'm not from the UK, so I don't always know things that come out of there, but Jimmy Savile, who was another big person over there in the entertainment industry, on the radio, having to do with pop music and that sort of thing. Well, he was, this one is so twisted, this Jimmy Savile thing. So he supposedly was helping orphans and doing all this great stuff for poor people. And it turns out that he was actually a predator, and he was using his charitable efforts to find victims, and it may have been known by others that he was, but they were willing to take it because he was giving so much money. Just like, well, what's one kid when he saves all these other kids? Really horrible stuff. But, this is somebody else that people probably looked up to, thought, wow, what a success. I wish I could be as good and incredible as that guy. And then it turns out the guy's total slime. Just another example of these entertainment industry stuff. And as I mentioned, coming out at the same time as this P. Diddy stuff is the Nickelodeon thing. And by now you've probably heard about the documentary I think it's All Quiet on Set. But Dan Schneider and all the weird stuff that has come out about this guy who was a big time producer in Nickelodeon. I, as a kid, of course, used to watch Nickelodeon. There was all kinds of great... They don't have shows like that. I don't know if he was responsible for the cartoons that I was watching. I remember Rocko's Modern Life and a few others. He probably was. Ren and Stimpy. I didn't really watch Ren and Stimpy all that much because sometimes it was just a little much, but sometimes it was a little bit funny. I don't know if he was responsible for that stuff, but it's another thing where you have this thing that you grew up with, you have good feelings toward, like Nickelodeon, and all of a sudden it's revealed this this is a horror show of terrible things. Let me see. Yeah, the Brian Peck guy. This is something else that gets me thinking, like, okay, there's too much here for it to just be coincidence that, there's just, a few bad apples here in the entertainment industry. This Brian Peck guy in the documentary specifically mentioned for doing horrible, horrible things, abusing children. He gets fired and in trouble for this stuff, this unspeakable stuff. And the next thing you know, Disney is still trying to hire him, knowing that this stuff took place. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? I mean, it really gets you wondering, like, what's really going on here? What's really going on? And then you hear the stuff, like I said, about Sean Combs or P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. You know what he's being called right now. This comes out and you start to think, like, maybe this stuff is all connected in some way. It brings up, memories of Epstein and all that stuff that went down that there was never any answers for. I at this point, like I said, I feel like there's no coincidence anymore. And I wish that somebody was going to look into the situation and see, we need to clean house here. There's some really bad stuff going on. Maybe that's why all this weird stuff, the woke stuff, has been being pushed on everybody, is because there's some really twisted evil people out there that are, I don't know what's wrong with them. It's scary stuff. It makes you wonder, like, would you really want to be famous if you knew that was the price, that you had to literally sell your soul to the devil? I'm not literally. I don't think that I don't know, maybe the devil is. You go and start doing some investigations, and you go to like Hollywood, and there's this office or something in a weird black pyramid with an Satan on the door. Maybe, probably not, but it's just the same. This is some twisted stuff. Anyone who's a famous actor or involved at all in the entertainment industry, now you're going to start to wonder, like, okay, did they get into that position through something like this? Like, they were involved with something like this, they're a victim of some kind of extortion, or they willingly went along with it because they wanted to be famous, so they're like, okay, if this is the price that I have to pay to be famous. It also makes you wonder about the pop charts and all the stuff, the number one hits and all that. Okay, is it really because, I don't know, you really start to ask a lot of questions, but definitely I start to feel like, there's a little bit more than just coincidence going on here. And again, I wish that there would be some kind of investigation. I don't imagine it's all like this big group of people that it's organized. It's just, I don't know. Somehow there's a lot of those kind of people in Hollywood. And I wish that it could be cleaned up. I don't know how you're going to do that. Maybe if Hollywood just goes out of business for making bad stuff. They're already doing pretty good at making bad, movies. But wow, what a crazy world we live in. What do you think? Is it Hollywood just rotten? Is it just full of this stuff? Or is this really just a few bad apples that have been coming out all at once all over the place in every single part of the industry? Or again, is there something truly, truly awful taking place here? I'm going to end it there. I'm going to try and get that put together and get it uploaded at a reasonable hour so that people can let me know what they think and see the video, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. ไฟพะวงหลงเฝ้าสาวเจ้าบางปะกงหาหวยงงหลงเกอหาโอเวรกรรมจำพราก